What up, corner crew? Welcome back to the Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast. I am your host, as always, Brad Bailey. I want to give a shout out to y'all for tapping in with us. We are back. We took a couple of weeks off. We had a great show May 4th, Rise of an Empire out in Southbridge, Massachusetts. I want to give a shout out to every single artist, fan, anyone that came out to us that night. And yeah, it was dope, man. We had a really dope time. I know y'all have seen it. I posted a little teaser. One of our next shows is coming up is August 23rd, Long Island, New York. It's actually Baldwin, Long Island, New York at Shuby's at the Hive, August 23rd. I'm going to be wrapping up that lineup within the next couple of weeks and getting flyers rolled out to y'all. Shout out to JoJo and Gigi with a little collaboration between us and them. So, yeah, it's going to be a dope-ass show. We're going to put together some fire shit. So y'all need to come on out and support us. And as always, click the links, subscribe, like, share, hit notification bells, do what you got to do. But without further ado, we are back, the Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast. And we're going to bring our guest to the stage, coming straight out of the Bronx, Crotona P.
What up, baby?
What up, homie? I know you representing the Bronx. I know you represent Rochester at the same time, doubling up. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to Rochester. Shout out to the Bronx.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, B.
No question. Long time coming, man.
Hell yeah. We've been trying to work this out for a minute. Everybody, we're always trying to work it out for a minute, schedule, and you know how it goes. Life. We all got our thing. But
hell yeah, but I've been watching.
I appreciate you coming out and how we start off our show. Now, guys.
No, I was just saying I appreciate y'all. Even
how we start off our show is I like for you to. I feel like I think there's a little delay in our audio right now. There's a little something up with the streaming service. It wouldn't let us in at first, but now it let us in. But yeah, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you're about.
Well, I go by the name of Crotona P. I'm from the Bronx, New York, originally. Born and raised out there. Moved up to Rochester like in my early 30s, and I've been here ever since. You know what I'm saying? And just an MC that loves hip hop, loves making it, loves performing it, and just part of the culture, brother.
I feel you. You're doing good things too, man. You're out there. Everybody's busy. Everybody's working hard. That's such a dope thing to see. You know, everybody sees everybody doing it too. You know, it's not like we don't see it. I know right now it seems like there's a lack of support from everybody in this platform and around this world, but it's not really, that's not the case. You know, just spring's coming up. People are gearing up for summer, for vacations, for their kids coming out of school. And so, yeah, bear with us, people, because we ain't going to stop. Just know that we need your support for sure, especially these artists.
Hell yeah, we appreciate all of y'all.
Oh yeah. Let us know how you got started in this game and like what influenced you and what gave you that bug to want to do what you do.
Well, I started rapping in like probably my early teens, and I was in high school, Alfred E. Smith in the Bronx, and in high school I was trying to find my niche, trying to find myself, and I don't know. I started listening to a lot of hip hop because when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to listen to it because my mother was like a real religious person, so she wouldn't allow me to like play that in the house when I was young. You know what I mean? So I started like really like tuning into hip hop like during the LL Cool J days when he first came out. You know what I mean? But then she wasn't having that shit, so I had to like stay away from that for a while. Then when I got a little older, it was around the time that like Cypress Hills came out. And I started seeing Latinos rapping, and it was something new to me, you know what I'm saying? So I started going down the rabbit hole and started finding different MCs. And I came across an MC by the name of Curious George that inspired me and made me want to rap, you know what I'm saying? It made me feel like, all right, somebody representing my culture, the Puerto Rican culture, you know what I mean? Me being Puerto Rican by mother and father, you know what I'm saying? And he was from New York. So it was a different look just seeing him get that look. So I felt like, damn, this is dope. And then after him, I saw Fat Joe come in to the fold, and I'm like, wait a minute. So, yeah, Curious was dope because he was a dope MC, but then Fat Joe came in with that bravado, with that street shit that we all knew from the Bronx. You know what I mean? So when I related to that, so I started started jotting down stuff, started writing stuff, and at first I had the basics of the flow down. You know what I mean? Like my flow was on point, but the lyrics probably I wasn't really saying much till somebody called me out in the cipher. We was in high school in the cipher, and they had a beat going, and I was rapping to the beat, and they were like, "Yo, he flow, he flow, he flow." And then one dude was like, "Yo, turn the beat off so we can hear what he's saying." So I kept spitting, and they was like, "Nah, you got dope flow, but you don't really say much." So then I didn't really know what they were saying at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I started like delving deeper into hip hop and started like listening to other MCs, and I started picking up the knobs and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I started seeing the difference in what I was doing and what they do. So I started picking up on certain things and just started bringing little elements from everything that I liked in music into my stuff and started creating my own niche and what I do. You know what I mean? And it took many years to get to the point that I'm at today, but now it's like second nature, just something that I do, you know what I'm saying? But in the beginning, it's something that I had to work hard at. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that was just like, wasn't just something that came naturally in the beginning. You know what I mean? The flow came naturally, but like the actually getting lyrical and actually saying something that people said, "Oh, that shit was dope." Like it took a while. It took a while to really get to that point. You know what I'm saying? I started getting there probably like right when I started hitting my early 20s. That's when I started really like getting real deep into lyricism. You know what I mean?
Mm. It seems like it's that way for a lot of heads too, especially it's not something that you're gonna just pick up and be born with. There's not too many dudes that came out the gate just with every tool sharpened in their tool
Yeah,
belt.
yeah,
It wasn't that. It's almost like an athlete too. You have to grind. You have to practice. You have to
exactly.
put in that work. It's almost like being a chef, being an athlete, anything along any type of creative artistic line.
Yeah,
You're not gonna be the best as soon as you walk in, and you got to practice. You got now you're hitting that age where a lot of dudes in our circle are hitting that age. Everybody's fire right now. Everybody's putting out
yeah.
great work. And it's
Hmm.
because they took that time to learn and to focus and to hone
Yeah,
their
we
craft. And that's
we we triple the 10,000 hours. We
yeah,
like at
exactly,
30,000, forty
exactly.
thousand
Yeah,
hours.
I think that's something that's lost with a
Yeah,
lot of the newer cats coming up with that instant gratification.
yeah.
You know what
You're
I
right
mean?
about that. You're right about that.
Oh yeah, they want that. They want that click. They want that like and view, and they'll
Yeah,
do whatever it takes, no matter if it's trash or not. And
yeah.
that's a sad part of the culture, man.
Hmm. But
What's your
yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's like I as I put in the time and I put in the work, I felt like it was worth it. These days when people speak on me, like a lot of times I get a lot of respect from people. A lot of times it'll be like in private, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't tend to like say how they feel about you in public, online or stuff like that.
Hmm.
But a lot of times in private, I meet up with cats and they tell me how they really feel about me, you know what I'm saying? And so regardless of whether it's private or public, it still means something to me when they break down, when they break down like lyrics and break down concepts that I might have had and that was dope and I like the way you did this. And when they actually analyze what I do, I appreciate it. So regardless at the end of the day, whether like I said, whether it's private or public, it's still love, you know what I mean? I take it.
Oh yeah, like I said at the beginning of the show, support is support, no matter what.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, it really
Hell
is,
yeah.
and I don't think people realize how much it actually means to artists and podcasters and anybody out there in this field that one person that's like, oh yeah, you were killing that shit today. Maybe you were having a shitty day, you were having a horrible day. You had a great show, and so then you get that little bit of validation. It sucks that we do seek validation as humans. It's just something that's in our souls. It's something that's in our being. Sucks that we need it, but when you
Yeah,
get
as a
that little
performer
bit,
though, as a performer and as an entertainer, I don't know many that don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you out here
right?
rapping or you producing or you doing anything where you want people to like it, you seeking that validation. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? It's like whether you let it consume you or not, it's a different story. You know what I mean? That's where I see it. Like there's nothing wrong with seeking that validation, especially if we in the entertainment business or even in the underground sense. You know what I'm saying? Because we want our peers to fuck with our shit. You know what I'm saying? We want our peers to like our shit too. You know what I mean? So At least I do. Anybody that to me that be on some like I don't give a fuck if you like my shit or not. Then why you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? That's my answer. That's my question.
Yeah, those dudes are in the like seriously the ones that really get hurt about opinions, and they just put that wall up. Like I don't give a fuck. I don't care if anybody listens. I don't care what. Nah, you care
It's bullshit, man.
because you would
Everybody
like you
cares,
said
man.
you wouldn't be doing it.
Everybody cares, bro. I
Nah,
mean,
face
if you don't
your
care,
face on a product.
yeah. If you don't care, then basically you're not a lot of you know what, let me correct myself because
Mm,
some dudes don't care because some dudes don't put in the time to promote themselves. They don't put in the time to really like package themselves correctly and put something out like a full body of work or even like something well thought out and promoted correctly. Like most people don't care. So like yeah, you're right. Most people don't care, you know what I'm saying? But some of us really do care. The ones that care about the culture and care about putting out good shit, we care. You know what I mean?
the ones that care about the culture, care about- and everyone recognizes it. The
Mm-hmm.
real fans, the real people that are like really out there spending their money, buying merch, buying albums, buying whatever. You know, they recognize it, and it's a good thing because we need the support from the people in this culture to keep this culture going. And it's been 50 years. I'm sure it'll be another 50. We might not. It might not look the same in 50 years. It might look totally different, but
Mm-hmm.
we need that. You know, like we need. I can't stress it enough because like raw side hip hop. I'm sure you're familiar with raw side hip hop.
Yeah.
Everybody's just about familiar with raw side hip hop. He wants to shut down, man. He's been doing this for a minute, and he puts in a lot. And it's just him. He has no team. It's a one man show.
Yeah.
And lately, he's been like, "Why am I even doing this?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm like, you either do it because you love it. You have the right to shut down. You're not being forced to do it by anybody, but you do love it. So you got to weigh all those options. And I think we all go through that point where we're ready to quit. And that's just the human aspect of things too, is because humans, we want to give up. We really do. We want to give up, but we can't. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
it's something ingrained in us with whatever you believe in, however we were placed here on this planet or whatever. There's something in us that just won't die. You know, so
Yeah.
if you still got that fire, just kill it, man. Just everybody out there, just do what you do. Fuck what anybody else says, and live your life. You know,
Yeah,
that's the
man. Fun
problem these
fact.
days.
Fun
Nobody
fact,
wants to
like
live their life.
I had an album that dropped a couple years back called African, right? With a producer from Africa called Pablo Brown Beats. When I dropped that album, you know what I'm saying? Right before I dropped that album, I was ready to retire. I was ready to call it quits. I didn't want to do this no more because it was like taking a toll on me. It was making me it was bringing problems in my personal life, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't take into account, man, that as an independent artist, you go through a lot of bullshit, especially when you got family, you got a wife, you got kids, you got to justify a lot of these purchases, man. A lot of these investments, you got to justify them. And when you putting in money in studio time and putting in money in mixing and mastering and putting money in shooting videos and all that shit, you got to justify that to your family. Why you're taking money away from their mouths, you know what I'm saying, for food from their mouth to put into something that you believe could actually get you somewhere, but then the people you pumping it to are people that are not willing to pay a dime for it, or even the people that want you on a track are not. They definitely want you on a track, but they're not even willing to pay a minimal amount of money to get you on the track. Then it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem in your personal life, and then it starts to bleed into your personal life. So you start arguments and like, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting so much time in this when we could be going on vacation? You wasting money doing it. You got to justify shit, bro. When we at an age where you have to justify it, and if you can't justify it, then you got to start, reassessing everything. You know what I mean? You can't like just continue to chase your tail and do the same thing over and over and over. That's insanity with no results. So that's what a lot of us
Absolutely.
MCs, that's what a lot of us MCs we've been doing for a long fucking time. And a lot of us are tired of people telling us how dope we are, but not paying a dollar for a song. You know what I'm saying? When we paid probably, who knows, to record that song, because some of us are not self-sufficient. Some of us got to go to the studio. Some of us got to go get shit mixed and mastered and pay for that. And some of these engineers, they charging outrageous prices. Some of them work with you and do shit, you know what I'm saying, to look out and give you good prices. But some of them, they'll try to break your leg if they can, you know what I mean, with the prices. So we got to deal with that. And we got to justify that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say I just spent $100 and something on a single, getting it mixed and mastered, right? Because that's what some of these studios be charging. You know what I'm saying? Because they charge hourly. So let's say I paid that, right? So now I gotta try to sell that single. Let's say, just so I can get my money on a timely fashion, I gotta try to sell it on Bandcamp or something like that, right? So if everybody goes and listens to the song on Bandcamp and they fuck with it and they think it's dope, they listen to it once, twice, three times, they cool, they good. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They might not want to put the dollar in to buy it and download it. Some do. Some do. I do sometimes when I fuck with somebody music, but not everybody do that. You know what I'm saying? So some people just want to listen to it so they can tell you, yo, I heard your new shit. It was dope. And you know what I'm saying? They might go download a mixtape with a bunch of other songs and yours might be on it too. So they got your song now too. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't pay for it. They got it for free. And there's so many ways to get it for free. You go on YouTube and download it and rip it off YouTube. There's so many ways to get it for free that a lot of people don't want to pay the money to independent artists that are struggling out there trying to do shit. That's why a lot of us, there's that huge debate between producers and rappers and engineers and this whole, like, who deserves to get paid and who doesn't. Because a lot of times, a lot of people say, like, you as an MC don't deserve to get paid, like we as producers deserve to get paid, or the engineers deserve to get paid, or videographers deserve to get paid. But the MC is usually the last one that makes any money off of anything. And if you got features and you're really doing right by your features, that's even less money in your pocket. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot to take into account, bro. It's like, when you do this shit, you gotta love to do this shit, and you gotta take all that into account. And you gotta be, when you're in a relationship or you have a family, either your family's gonna ride with you, or you gotta pick between your dream and your family. Because a lot of times, it gets to that point, bro. It gets that fucking real. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I want to circle back to what you just said about, like, who deserves to get paid what. It's like the opposite of being a pro athlete, because the athlete has all these people behind him. He has now they have their trainers, their nutritionists, their coaches, their personal coach. They have all these other moving elements that make them the product. They're getting paid out millions and millions of dollars to be the product. And it's almost like the opposite in a lot of senses when it comes to the music industry. You're right, because like the MC is the last one to get paid, because he's got to pay out. He's got to pay out everybody else first. Yeah. The ball player is paying out everybody else first too, but he's getting a substantial amount of money. Like outrageous amounts of money, and it's not very fair in the way the streaming services has come in and just raped everybody like bad.
Yeah.
We talk about it behind the scenes, is how we need our own thing. We need our own thing funded and ran by us, and the business would be done the right way, and not be like, oh, all right, you had 10 million views this month, but I'm going to give you a fraction of a penny. That's ridiculous, man. That's one thing that I totally don't. I actually got rid of all my Spotify's and things like that. I don't use any of those streaming services anymore. I refuse to.
And the double-edged sword is that some of us, we have to do it in order to extend our reach, globally.
Yep.
Because a lot of people don't all go mess with Bandcamp. And the bad thing about Bandcamp is that they don't pay you for no streams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just sales with them. And if you want to make it to a point where you let the listens be limited, then they'll listen 2 or 3 times and then you'll shut it down, and they won't buy it. They won't listen till they hear it again somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, most people think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many factors in it. So many factors with attention spans and the amount of content being put out and the way streaming services do y'all at the end of the day. There's so many just wild factors that I don't see how it can get better.
You said it. A wild fact is, look, we were talking about that the other day on Rock City Radio, right? Most albums, right? Most albums or most singles usually have, if it's a single, it might have a week to 2 week
Mm.
lifespan, right? If it's an album, the same fucking shit, my
Yep.
brother. Real shit. Like you drop a project today, 2 weeks later, people saying that's old. They waiting for the next joint. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they don't take into account all the money spent into that shit that was put into that. The fact that you haven't even had time to like really shoot videos for it because they want it to be, they want the rollout. They want the full rollout. When you put the album out, they want the videos ready. They want them shits dropping back to back to back, and in 2 weeks everything's set and going, and you moving on to the next. That's what this has turned into. So it becomes even harder for the independent artists to stay relevant or keep going consistently when you have to spend that amount of money constantly on shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not, if you're not out here getting it some other kind of way where it's easy for you, then you working a 9 to 5, bro. I feel your struggle because this shit is not easy, bro. I
No.
left the streets alone a long time ago. I don't fuck with none of that shit no more. So it's just straight 9 to 5 for me. And whatever little money I make off my music, I pump back into it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like shit ain't easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Having to use your work money and shit like that to put towards shit is not easy. So if people think that we out here doing this shit just for shits and giggles and together, yo, you dope, and at a certain point, I could understand every single MC that goes through that point where they don't want to do it no more. Like when Bad C, my brother Bad C, the other day was saying that shit. I felt them fully. I called them on the phone quick, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We gotta talk. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't allow a person like that to just
Same
call it
here.
quits because of that type of situation. So, and me and him been in talks for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been talking about shit behind the scenes that people don't know about, but that's gonna happen soon. You know what I mean? But that's my brother right there, and I want to see him continue to move forward, but as well as he wants to see me continue to go forward. But it gets to a point, brother, where you got to look at your loved ones in the face and you got to justify shit, bro. That's the realest shit I'm gonna ever
Yeah.
tell you, bro. That's what anything
Shout
in this
shout out to
game.
you,
That's not only recording music and putting it out, but even you, my brother, like you put events together.
man. Mm.
I'm sure none of that, unless it's funded by the city or the state. I'm sure you got to pump in some of your money into that too.
Oh
And if
yeah.
you and
Oh
if you
yeah.
pumping your money into that, and you allowing all these MCs to come on, and you not charging them to come and perform and do none of that, and then nobody that you fuck with pumps any money towards what you're doing at all, then it becomes a questionable situation to your side, your partner. Like they looking at you like, yo, but we got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? We gotta
Right. Right.
we gotta pay this RG&E. We gotta pay this rent. And then you pumping towards the music that ain't even selling, bro. Like it might be selling, but it's like might be selling overseas or some shit like that, and you might get a few bucks here and there, but it's not like the people that mainly that are supposed that be telling you all the time how dope you are. Those will be the people that really don't go and buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the bad part about us MCs too is that the community that we created is a bunch of other MCs too, so they trying to get it too. So it's like they're not trying to spend money towards your shit when they trying to spend money towards their shit. So it's fully understandable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll
It's
be
it's
I'll be grateful. I'll be grateful and happy when we get fans that are not MCs that really fuck with our shit that really want to buy it because they like our shit. I'll be happy as fuck. When there's other MCs, I'll be grateful too. You know what I'm saying? When other MC buy my shit, obviously, I'm saying like I'll be grateful. But when a person that's not an MC, I know that's a possible consistent fan that I created. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna constantly support what I'm doing. MCs can be fickle.
oh for sure.
If you don't do a feature with them today, fuck that dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what it becomes. So just real
It
shit.
it's such a crazy competitive business too, and there's so much competition out there.
Yeah.
Like you said, 2 weeks. You're right. 2 weeks is an album shelf life. Back in our day, shelf lives on albums could be 5 years, man. We could wait 5 years for look at Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang they dropped their first in '97, 4 years later, and we were still banging 36 chambers for those 4 years, like it was brand new every single day.
Yeah, because it wasn't getting pumped out. The music wasn't getting pumped out as consistently as it is now. Like, so that's just the reality that we live in today, and we're trying to figure it out, right? We're trying to figure it out and how to get around everything and create like a living. You know what I'm saying? my biggest goal in this music shit is to get to a point where I don't have to work a 9 to 5 and I can go on little small tours and make money and pay my bills through, doing shit and having my fans support me. But it's like it takes a lot of money that you got to pump into getting to the point that you want to get into, unless you somebody comes down from the sky and touches you and now you got co-signed and they helping your career, and that could help, that could happen. But what's the chances of that happening these days? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to create your own buzz for people to come, you know what I'm saying? And it's a struggle when you don't have that money to pump into shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, consistently.
And the traffic out there for getting co-signed by somebody and doing something like that is, you say, right, it's so hard to be seen because you have somebody that might be pumping out content, might be pumping out album after album, put out 3 albums, 4 albums in a month, but it's all trash. And so now they flooded the system and everybody else is flooding the system. Then the algorithms start going wild. There's just so many. It's almost overwhelming to think about how many like deterrents there actually are. As I'm sitting here thinking about, I'm like, holy shit! Then you hit this roadblock, you can hit that roadblock. It's a tough game, man. It's a tough game, and I know that me, my team, the people in my circle, we definitely support all of y'all. We try to do what we can, even if it's just moving a video from this platform to share it on here, move it here, mention it every day, give it a couple weeks, mention their shit again. So it's not just forgotten about, because there's so much dope shit that people don't even hear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've created, like I was telling my peoples, man, we've all like not even knowingly, we've created like an ecosystem where we all in that same ecosystem, and we basically all pumping each other's music and sharing each other's music. And I'm grateful for that too, because I do see it. I do see the support from a lot of MCs. Like, they don't even have to necessarily be local. They globally, they are all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We get them from everywhere, and they support what we're doing. So I'm happy about the direction that it's going in. It's just, like I told you, man, when it comes to creating this music consistently, it's about creating an income for all of us, and that's the hardest part. That's the biggest hump to get around. You know what I mean? So
it really is.
But I don't want to damper shit and make it seem like we quitting rap because we can't make a buck. Like, nah, we still doing what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I will. I was asking my man Street this the other day on the radio station. Why do you? Because he's about the same age I am, and I'm like, why do you continuously do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you keep doing music? And he told me, because I can't picture myself not doing this shit. Like, I need this shit in my life in order to live. Like, this is what I do, and this is what I've been doing for years. And it's like, I completely related to that, man, because I've been fucking rapping since I was about maybe 15 years old, and I'm about to be 47, bro. Like, and I'm still doing my thing. And yes, I do make some money off of it. Yes, I do, but it's not life-changing money. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, it doesn't get me to a position that I can really make changes, even musically, like way I would like to. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you want to invest money in promoting it better and getting the reach out there more, but that's also another investment. You know what I mean?
Definitely is. I want to circle back to something you said at the beginning of the show. You said your mom was super religious, so
yes.
you weren't allowed to listen to hip hop. When did she change that view?
I don't think it became a her thing anymore. After my father left, when I was about 12 years old, my father left the home, right? And it kind of like, it was just me, my mom, and my sister. So it kind of left me to be the man of the house at 13 years old. So at that time, when he left us with basically nothing. So I had to step up at that age and make a decision whether I was gonna go to school full time or if I was gonna quit school and start trying to find some way to get money. And that's exactly what I did. You know what I'm saying? I ended up dropping out of school and I ended up going to work and found little jobs here and there and picking up little maintenance jobs and doing little bullshit like that at that age. You know what I'm saying? Like 13, 14, 15 years old, working, cleaning the building that we lived in. You know what I'm saying? My mom's was like a maintenance person. So she would basically tell me, you do the job and I'll just break you off. And that's what I was doing for a while, you know what I'm saying, at that age, and just making money however which way I can make. I will give out flyers for like electronic stores and shit like that and get paid whatever little money they gave me through there. And I did all that just to try to like make ends meet, to try to help her out in the house however I could. So, at that point when I was doing shit like that, I was like, since he wasn't in the house and nobody could really like tell me what to do at that time besides her, and it was like I was a big 13-year-old kid. I wasn't a small kid, so she would just like let me run amok. You know what I mean? So I would come home at all hours of the night, and it was like she kind of like lost control of the situation, I would say, at the time. So it became like less about religion and more, but like I just gotta like let my, even if music is what makes him happy and keeps him home and keeps him chill, then I might as well just give into that shit. And I guess she just gave into the fact of like letting me, as long as I wasn't pumping it through the speakers through the house where it was motherfuck this and
Mm.
motherfuck that, she was cool with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
I learned very young to pop in my headphones, and that's probably why I got tinnitus now and shit. My shit be ringing because since a young age I've been listening to music in my headphones, just trying to avoid bullshit at home. You know what I'm
Mm. That is one of the great avoiders because
saying?
I remember being a kid and shit, good drama going down at the house, and yeah, you pop in those headphones and you're a world away,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what music did for us when we
Mm,
when we were coming up, and
mm,
if you came up hard and you had no other escapes and there wasn't that many outlets, that was it. You either played some music, you picked up a ball, or you just kind of faded away and tried to not go to jail or get harassed by the cops every day and get smacked around by your teachers. Because I was back in my day, you could still get slapped up by your teachers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know that shit. They come up, grab
yeah,
you by the back of the head. Kids don't know, man. These
yeah.
kids don't know. They think that they got it rough and they're being abused. They don't know when your English teacher comes up and smacks you in the back of the head for not
Dog,
reading right. You know what I mean? That
the
shit's
the first time I see my mother spaz at the school was my principal slammed me against a concrete wall. My head hit the back of a concrete wall, and I went home that day with a fucking massive headache. And I told her what happened, and that was the first time I see my moms go to the school and spaz out because my
mm,
teacher slammed me against the wall. They don't even Most kids don't even understand that type of shit these days. You know what I mean? They could
nah.
they curse their teachers out with no issue whatsoever.
It's wild. It's the state of the world, man. We're heading towards something. I don't know what, but we are definitely heading towards something as a society, as a country.
Hmm.
Very divided country, and it shows in just about everything we do because everything's black and white. You either hate it or you love it. There's no middle ground anymore. There's no seeing other people's point of views. We try, like you said, we've built our own community that's kind of living outside of that world where
Hmm.
we do support each other. We do see each other's side. We do step up and speak for each other if the person needs it. But
Hmm.
as a country, man, I don't know. This year is going to be a rough one. 2024 with this election coming up.
Yeah, man, it is. It
It,
is. I'm trying
it's
to stay positive about that, but like those, a lot of those things are like real. In all reality, is all a lot of that is just out of our control. You know what I'm saying? No,
oh
but
yeah,
like
so
whatever direction it goes in, it just goes in, and we've seen that shit time and time again. And even if the people stand up and say we all going in this direction, but the government wants to go in that direction, that's the direction it's going in. So you know what I mean? That's just one thing. Like, yeah, I do pay attention because you got to stay in tune to talk about certain things in music. You know what I mean? But I try not to let a lot of that consume me because it's like when you got no control over that shit, it's like what's the point? You know what I mean? It's good to know about it. It's good to educate yourself and know what's going on. But like don't like a lot of people just get riled up like and then pick a side, and it's like dogs like pick whatever side you want. At the end of the day, we all going down that bad road, so it
right,
don't matter.
we're all together on the bus going to hell.
Hell yeah.
So it's wild. It's wild, bro. It's wild.
Hmm.
It's wild the way we think. It's so we're still so primitive, even though we're so advanced. We are the most advanced civilization that they say has ever touched the planet. But then again, we are so primitive. We think
Hmm.
so Neanderthal. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
Yep.
And we see it every single day, man. We see that
Mm-hmm.
shit every single day. Whether it's like how you say some artists, you go reach out to somebody, hey, I want to get you on this, and they're like, yeah, I need this. I ain't got that. Well, then fuck you, you're whack. It's like
Yeah,
that's it's such a print. That's like just writing somebody off because they can't pay your fee, which
yeah,
like you said is mostly like out of pocket, man. It's like, come on, you gotta give somebody a break. You have to. You gotta give people chances. It doesn't matter if you got a second, third, fourth chance, because you probably had a second, third, or fourth chance in your life. So
yeah.
you gotta pay that shit forward.
Hmm. Yeah, you know, like, yeah, a lot of times when people, even when people hit me with like feature prices, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell me like, yo, you know, I charge this amount. If it's something that at the time, well, you know, right now it might be a little different. My situation might be different, but at the time I was getting extra money. So, you know, like if somebody told me a feature was $300 or 250 or $400, if I had the money to pay it and I felt that they deemed it worth it, that it would bring, you know, the right amount of attention to what I was doing, then I would do it. You know what I'm saying? I've done it before and I have no issue doing it. Some people deserve, and you know what's another thing I've done? I've paid people that amount of money when they haven't even asked me for the money. They haven't even told me pay me for the feature. But if I know they worth that type of money, and I know that they doing the favor off the strength that they respect me as an MC, if I got the money extra in my pocket to give it to them, I will. And I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I won't say who I've done it for, but I've done it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I understand the business part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, yeah, I would be hypocritical if I didn't understand it, and I'm complaining about us not making no money. You know what I'm saying? So I fully get people asking, but when they ask for outlandish prices and then they shit on you once you tell them, I can't afford that, and then it's like you don't exist after that, then nah, I can't mess with that. I've had MCs that gave me prices that I didn't agree with, like for myself, that it's not within my, not that I didn't agree with, because that's their price. Their price is their price, but it might not have been in my budget. You know what I'm saying? So I might have told them, I can't do that right now. Maybe someday in the future I'll be able to do that, but right now I can't. And those same MCs that I did told them that, these are some of them are legends, bro. People that got songs out there that pumped and everything, and they still rock with me. You know what I'm saying? They still show love. They be in my social media showing love when we don't do no music together, but they still support what I'm doing. They still comment. They still, it's a dope feeling to know that these MCs I grew up listening to still rock with my shit. You know what I'm saying? There's MCs that follow me on social media that I never thought in a million years I would have following me. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that I've gotten to that point. But like, yeah, like everybody is out here trying to make a business of what they're doing. It's just when it gets out, when the prices get outlandish and they don't make sense. Sometimes you get MCs that haven't done shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're telling you 300. 400, and they don't got, they might have like, I look at the amount of monthly listeners they got on Spotify, and they might have like 35 listeners monthly on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? And then you go and see yourself, and you might have 1,000 or 1,000 something monthly listeners on Spotify. So you got a little bit of a bigger following that's following your music monthly on that particular channel. So it's like, does it make sense to pay this person that doesn't really have a big following that amount of money when it's not going to bring traffic to what I'm doing? I'm kind of bringing traffic to what he's doing, and I'm paying him for it. So that's where it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the business aspect of it. I know who's out here working, really working, and I know I'm part of those that's really out here working. So when we communicate with one another, if there's a business aspect, just let it be respectful. Don't speak to me like, give me an outlandish price. Like I would never. The way I take that is like, I would never rap with you. If you tell me 1,500 or 2,000, it's like, I would never rap with you. That's what you're telling me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like, just be logical when you dealing with MCs that are on the same level as you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to make some money and you feel that you earned it, or you deemed it possible that you should be getting some kind of money, then just be logical about it. That's all I say. I'm logical about it. I never, when I see an MC that's trying to come up and make a name for himself, and I know he don't got a lot of work out there, and because I research people when they ask me for features. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask me for a feature, I'll go and see what your catalog look like, what kind of music you got, and I'll ask you for links to check your shit out to see what's going on. And if I see that it makes sense, then we'll make it happen. We'll work, and I won't charge nothing crazy. Usually, my feature don't go over $100 most of the time. But some dudes will be like, yeah, I'll pay it, and then you never hear from them again. Or some dudes would be like, nah, I can't pay that right now, but I want to do a song with you. But yeah, I've been doing this for a very long time, my brother, and I've been putting a lot of money into what I do. So if I ask you, if I feel that your following is not where mine's is at, and I'm gonna help you out, then if I ask you for $100 to do it, I don't think that's unreasonable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But some people may think that's unreasonable. So that's where the dilemma lies. Like I could easily tell somebody, nah, 300, 400, like they do me. But I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I try to be reasonable with people that I know are trying to come up. But even with that, sometimes it's a tug of war. You know what I'm saying? So
and there's some people that are just not reasonable at all when it comes to their price. Like I personally know someone that put out an album a couple years back, maybe a year. So they wanted a certain feature on their album, and that their levels were like miles apart. This person's coming up. They got a little bit of stuff out. They're trying to do their thing. The person that they're reaching out to is a few levels above them. Dude says $1,000 for the feature. Person pays for it. Okay. That's it. They never, the higher level person never promoted it. Never.
that's that bullshit.
Right. And it's like you have the name. You have a certain fan base. You have so many followers on whatever platform. All you needed to do was click it a few times and be like, yo, this is my homie. I got on a track with him, whatever. They paid you $1,000 for that shit. That whole album wouldn't even come close to making $1,000 on Bandcamp and streaming services. So now they're in the red, like music costs, engineering, all this other thing. They're thousands of dollars in debt at this point to put out 13 songs. It's like, damn, man. And you could be the dopest artist too. And a lot of people aren't going to see it because that one person that could have helped you took your money, worked for 10 minutes, and that was it. And they left it at that. So pay attention to who you're working with too, ask questions and behind the scenes. If
And look at like just like you said, look at these MCs that you want to get features from. Just you hit that shit right on the nail. Look at these MCs that you want to get features from, and look to see if they promote the features that they have, the features that they own. If they promote it, if they don't promote none of the features that they do for anybody, they ain't gonna promote your shit, my nigga. They not. You're not special. They're not just gonna promote it just because, unless they're getting something out of it. So a lot of times, if you want to pay for a feature, you want to pay an MC for a feature, just throw in the conversation whether or not you need to pay them extra to promote it. Because if you got to pay them extra to promote it, it's better to know right then and there than to expect them to promote it and him not do it. Expectations is the worst thing you could set. You know what I'm saying? So just let the person know, if I got to pay you extra to promote it, let me know what it is I got to pay. And if I deem it reasonable, I will. If not, then I'll just promote it myself. But a lot of these people, you got to ask them, because if not, they won't promote it. They don't really give two shits about the song they're doing. As long as they get their money, they don't care.
Yep. And then you get people like us, hip hop lifers, raw side hip hop, that are out here doing this for free, champion the cause with the flags in the air, waving them flags, trying to get people to actually stop and listen. And it's like, it's such a disparity, and it's something's got to change. Really, something's got to change. We're heading in the right direction, but something's gonna hit a wall, man, and it's gonna, one of these artists are just gonna disappear, and it's gonna be somebody like Seed that really champions everybody. Seed has been such a friend of the channel, friend of mine personally. Like when that shit went down, we talked right away. What can we do? Because we got to keep this dude going. Somebody like him, I always say he's the underground ambassador. He's like glue. He literally is glue that holds this shit together. He's been doing it for so long.
You're right.
We need to protect these people. We need to make sure that all these artists are getting paid shows, getting paid for their work, because if we don't do it, no one will. I hate to use the word gatekeeper, but it's almost like we need a gatekeeper in this situation.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You're right.
We're going to be wrapping it up in a few minutes. It's been a great talk, my friend.
Definitely.
I want to do it again sometime in the future. We'll definitely be booking. I know you got a lot of shit coming up. I know you just dropped some shit. So
Yeah,
now is the time to plug away. Tell us where we can find you, where we can buy your shit. Tell us every link. Let us know.
man. I want everybody out here to know I go by the name of Crotona P. You can go on my Bandcamp and look me up there. You can go on all digital streaming services and look me up. Um, I got since the beginning, since I'm not even gonna say since the beginning of the year because it's been a little bit longer since November. We've been dropping consistently, you know what I'm saying? So we got the Imperfect Courtier out, which was basically a compilation album that I put out with all the MCs that I rock with in the underground. And I was on every single track, but there was no solo tracks from me. It was just a bunch of MCs, you know, thing that I rock with, like Barbaric, Alvarez, Indian Boy, Azariah, everybody that everybody that I could think of. You know what I mean? I did that. It was 9 joints. I think it was 8 joints. Katona P. My whole name. Every song had a letter of my name, and we rocked out. Every 2 weeks we dropped a song from the album until we reached the end of the album, which was 8 songs. That was 16 weeks of promotion that we did for that particular album by dropping a single every 2 weeks. Every song had different artwork, thanks to my man Moski Graphics, my brother Adrian Espinoza, you know what I'm saying? So thanks to him, you know what I'm saying? He did the artwork for all my shit. He does all my artwork. So I got that out. I got Figure 4 also with that I dropped with Noam Chomsky, and I think it was in December. We dropped that, and it's a 4-song EP, and you can find that on Bandcamp. You can find that on streaming sites too. And then in January we dropped Ego Trip Theater. Me and Cinematic, a producer from New Jersey. He's also a part of Rock City Radio with me, who's also the radio station that I'm part of. He's also a co-host on the show, and we did an album in January. And then February I took off, and then March I dropped with Tally Rodriguez from the Knuckle Draggers. We dropped The Authenticos. You can go pick that up also on streaming sites and Bandcamp. Um, and right now, this month, we just dropped Three Kings, which is the Three Kings 2, the sequel to the first one that we dropped a couple years back, like 2 years back. And that's what we promoting right now. That's what we pumping out there. We just dropped a video called Empire Royalty. You can go see that on YouTube, on Pocket of Plugs channel. And we got the new video coming soon. I don't know what that's going to be dropping on, but we're going to be dropping that soon, called Lies, off the Three Kings 2 album. And just continue to watch, man. I got a lot of shit coming up. I got albums coming up with Mike Titan. I don't know if you're familiar with Mike Titan.
Yep.
Hey, I got an album coming out with him. I'm not sure if it's coming out in June or July, but we already wrapped it up. We just getting the mixing and mastering done for that. And salute to my man M. Doc Diego, who I just did Three Kings 2 with, and Manzo Beats from out of Italy. What else we got? I got a project coming out with Killer Bong that I'm working on right now. I'm recording. He's a producer also, and he worked with G Fan Black in the past. I mean, we got a project coming soon. And like I said, me and Bad C, we've been talking about a lot of shit in the background and behind the scenes, and we got some ideas, man. Me and him gonna be working closely. And salute to the whole 6-man entertainment, you know what I'm saying? But we'll let that rabbit out the hat when it's time, you know what I'm saying? But right now we just working, man. We just working. You know what I mean? We just salute to my brother, man. I got a lot of love for him, the whole squad, Murder Megs, everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? Mo Ruckus, keep doing your thing, my brother. I see you out there doing it. But yeah, man, just salute to everybody out there besides me doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop, underground hip hop, everybody rocking. Barbaric and Alvarez, Azariah, Volatile, my man Sauce Jen, everybody from Rochester, you know what I'm saying? That's rocking out here doing their thing, man. Like, salute to y'all, Ito, everybody, man, for the venues that they provide for the city. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing a lot of shit for hip hop too. So salute to Ito, you know what I mean? And the whole culture out here in Rochester, man. Salute to everybody globally that's been rocking with us, internationally that's been rocking with us, man. Even though I'm not happy with a few people out there, but thank you for your efforts and everything you've done for me in the past, and however you've helped me, even if we don't continue to rock with each other in the future. Thank you. I'm appreciative, and I'm gonna always be appreciative. You know what I'm saying? But like we were saying earlier, man, it's time that we do something for us, man. It's
Mm,
time that we do something for us and we stop putting our shit on other people's platforms that is not giving a damn about us. Let's start rocking for us and start championing us, you know what I'm saying? So we can really get to that next level of where we trying to get to. Like most of us, like I said, we older cats, so we're not trying to like become multi-millionaires from this shit. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be able to make a good living off of this, where we can look at our loved ones in the face and say, this is why I've been doing it for all this fucking time. You know what I mean? That's what we
right.
want to say. So
All right.
salute to everybody out there really pushing and striving every day to get to where they're trying to get to, man. I'm a supporter of what you do. And if I got a couple of dollars extra out there to spare, I'll buy your shit if I fuck with it. You know what I mean? So salute to all y'all, man, that's out there really doing it. And salute to Brad Bailey, man, for being of the hip hop culture
Thank you.
and for providing a happy hour for us to be able to speak, you know what I'm saying? And just have a platform, man. So
Thank you. Thank you.
everybody that love Crotona P, I got love for y'all, and I'm gonna keep rocking until the wheels fall off, man. I don't know, like I told my man the other day, he was like, "Yo, when you think you stop rapping?" I said, "I think I stopped rapping when all my teeth start falling out. When all my teeth fall out, and I
Not
can't."
even then. Not even then. You still be rapping when you're demented and you don't even got even put real words together.
I'll be gumming my verses and
Oh
shit with
yeah.
no teeth and shit.
That's
But
what
yeah,
I'm
man.
telling you. Everybody I know, by the time we're all in the nursing home, that nursing home is gonna be fucking live, bro. We're gonna have the best nursing home on the planet. We all should just get into one big home. I'm telling you,
That'll
be
be dope.
fucking that'd be the wildest nursing home on the shit. We'd be have movies made about us.
That would be dope, man. But yeah, man, salute to you, man. Salute to you for
Thank you,
giving us
thank
a
you.
platform and for like, interviewing my brothers like Barbaric and Alvarez. The other day I seen that interview too. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to this interview, man, for real. And everybody that rocks with you, man, yo, fuck Crotona P. I'm gonna show the love right back, man. Just let me know that you heard us on the hip hop happy hour on the culture corner, talking to Brad Bailey, and that's how you fuck with me. And I'm gonna show the love right back, man. I might even send you some music for free on the email or some shit like that, man. You know what I mean?
Oh shit, he's giving out
Yeah,
he's giving out prizes too. Look at this
yeah,
guy.
man. Hell yeah, man. If if they
Hey,
fuck with you, if they fuck with
that's,
you and they fuck with me, let's do it. You know what I mean?
that's
That's
right. That's
you
right.
got to give back. You got to give back.
I appreciate you coming on. And definitely, I want to give a shout out to Barbaric and Alvarez for coming out on May 4th. That shit was dope. I want to give a
Yeah.
shout out to Seed for coming out on the May 4th.
See,
It was good. It
you
was
heard?
good. It was good to have some New Yorkers in the building up in
All right.
Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? But now
Yo,
we
I'm
bring.
trying to go up there, man. I'm trying to go up there. Y'all, if y'all do it again in Massachusetts or whatever, I'm trying to go up there because I got a lot of peoples out there, man. I got King Arthur out there. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I
yeah.
know G Fam out there. There's a lot of people out there in Massachusetts that I would definitely love to link with. So if y'all
Oh yeah.
do it again, let me
We are
know.
gonna be
I'll try to
doing it.
do it.
I'm working on a residency at a spot for at least once a month right now. I'm just waiting on all the particulars, all the logistics to happen. And once I know, the people will know, and we will start reaching out to all the artists because, I mean, if we can put on a show once a week or once a month or once every 2 months, we definitely gonna need a lot of people to be coming through because we don't want that shit to become lame either and just have the same old 5 people on stage. We can't
Yeah,
do that either. So thankfully, we are in this community with a bunch of artists that are willing to be out there and they want to perform. Some people are like, nah, I don't want to do it. Or I've reached out to people and been like, yo, I got this spot for you. Oh, let me think about it. Then the next day they're like, nah, I'm good. Like, what do you mean you're good? You need to get yourself out there. And that's how you promote yourself. Be
yeah.
on stage, meet your fans. But Crotona P, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for joining us.
Salute, my brother.
We
Salute for
we
real.
are we are coming right to the end of the hour. So yeah, everybody out there that's been rocking with us, keep rock with us. Everybody that wants to hit his Bandcamp, go hit that Bandcamp, spend a few dollars. Pay,
Instagram, Crotona PBX, Facebook, the same shit. Crotona PBX, everything Crotona P, man.
he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Go click them links, subscribe, become a friend, become a
Word.
fan.
Yeah,
Do
word hit me. Ask me how I'm fucking doing sometimes, besides the music shit.
right,
Ask
right.
me about having a good fucking day. I might be feeling like shit.
Yeah, we don't get those. We don't get those messages. Hell no.
Nah, not at
But
all.
It's all good. It's all good. So somebody's got to hold up the pillars, man. Somebody's got to
Mm-hmm.
do it. So it might as well be us. You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
Salute, bro.
Thank you for joining us again, everybody. This is the Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast, and we out. Peace.
Peace.